Babe, wake up. Ancient Egyptian curse just cured cancer. Is that clickbaity enough? Am I gonna get all the views now? Okay, but for real, it is a little bit kind of true. For those of you who do not know, there was a curse associated with the uncovering of King Tutankhamun's tomb. After the excavation and research and uncovering of the tomb of King Tut, done by Howard Carter and his crew, multiple members of the crew died from a mysterious lung illness that nobody really knew the cause of, and was put down to an ancient Egyptian curse. The opening of King Tut's tomb and subsequent excavation and later deaths happened in the 1920s. However, in the 1970s, there was a very, very similar thing that happened when opening the tomb of a Polish king, Casimir IV. 11 out of the 12 researchers involved in opening and studying that Polish king's tomb came down with a very similar lung illness, and 11 out of 12 of them died. Now, since we have way more technology and knowledge of pathogens and germs and everything in the 70s than we did in the 20s, it was studied and found a pathogen, specifically a fungus, was almost definitely the cause of these 1970s deaths and also probably the 1920s King Tut's death. And that would be this lad up here, the fungus Aspergillus flavus, which is responsible for many types of pathogenic diseases, mainly lung ones. Fungal pathogens and also poisonous fungi produce these things called mycotoxins, which are basically toxic compounds found in different types of fungi. Aspergillus in specific produces one called aflatoxin, which when exposed to humans or animals causes a lot of problems in the body. And when inhaled, like when disturbing a dust cloud that's been on the ground for centuries and breathed in, it can cause lung disease, which can later cause death, which is almost definitely what happened to all of the researchers of both Casimir IV and King Tutankhamun's tombs. Now, what does that have to do with cancer? Well, modern researchers have discovered another compound produced by this fungus that has a pretty big effect against leukemia. Leukemia is a type of blood cancer where your leukocytes in your blood are cancerous and cause a lot of problems. These researchers have discovered another group of molecules produced by this fungus. These are called aspergillomycins after the Aspergillus fungus, and it has a pretty solid record of killing leukemia cells. Now, this might sound like weird and science fiction-y and holy shit, is this going to be a zombie disease? It's actually not that out of the ordinary. For example, penicillin, one of the most common and overly used antibiotics, is produced by another type of fungus, a type of mold. So the fact that this Aspergillus is quite promising in producing cancer-fighting compounds could be a really, really good treatment in the future, especially in leukemia, which is quite difficult to treat as far as I'm aware. And all due to this weird little pathogenic fungus that used to be the source of an ancient and deadly curse.